Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our journey in learning one more Chinese a day. And as usual, I'm getting new inspirations of how to interpret a character before and made amazing discoveries. Just a little bit deeper understanding of my native tongue. Okay, yesterday we talked about the 伤筋动骨. That's a Chinese way to describe injury. So we bring in both your body, the main mechanical part on your body, that's tendon, the connector, and the bone, the structure. And we use 伤 and 动 to describe the status of them. So today we have 青筋暴起, and I add something extra over there. Okay, when we come to it, 青筋暴起. So 筋 is the same 筋 because it's a kind of a physical description. It's already a compact word, right? So it's formed by three symbols to mean a specific thing on your body, your tendon. Now acts as bamboo, have this flexibility, the bendability, and it's connecting, it's on your body. So it's a meaty part, is your body, and then the farming tool, the rake, as a symbol to mean muscle power. So muscle power paired with your muscle power, that's meat. Next, we use meat to symbolize body parts because essentially these are all tangible things, right, on your body. So meat is probably the material, and here is the effect that you can manpower that raking tool, right? And then the how it looks is this bendability as if it's bamboo. So that's a definition of tendon, and that's a very specific definition, right, of what that is. So most likely it's not character are going to be used in specifically like a super specific part of human language to carry that concept that is a little bit one-dimensional. So it's not like other characters that paired with another character, it can have many meanings. So this is too specific. But still, okay, in today's expression, this 筋, even if I still use tendon, you will see it's actually a different thing. It's not exactly tendon, okay? 青筋暴起. Okay, let's get back to 青. This shibori, Japanese tie-dye pattern making methodology, that color is kind of a footnote to what this 青 is about. 青 came from this plant symbol stacked on top of the, I guess, the mineral or the mining symbol almost. Okay. Plant symbol, we have the first horizontal line is earth, the ground level. And then we have the second one means deeper below the ground level. And that's kind of something the plant is still rooted in there to mean it's still alive. And then we have the plant symbol, this upturning leafy twigs, sun-facing, anti-gravity, growing plant. So we only use this kind of trident shape. 3 is enough to show the twigs and branches and trunk, everything packed in this trident symbol. And to show that it's still growing, the root is still deep in the, well, we didn't physically like show how deep that goes, but that to mean like it's still living, it's alive. So the whole symbol use a plant symbol to mean living or life. And then this came from almost like a boxy. It's pretty, like you see the horizontal lines here and a little bit curve over there. That describe the shape of like a mine or a well, some opening into the ground. So that's the early mining practice, I guess, to keep the opening up. So there is some human frame structure to keep the opening of the earth stay in shape so that people or miners can go underground to take out whatever material, minerals out from there. So this actually, with a horizontal line, means there are some minerals inside. Just like when we show, okay, this is the sun symbol, we use that oval shape. This is half dome oval shape, half is flat, for efficiency of language, I guess. And then with a horizontal line inside, that means within that sphere, there's energy, there's essence, something is burning in there. And here, similar, within that frame of the opening to the earth, the underground world, that there's something in there. That means it's a mine, right? And then eventually this character used to mean the color red. So color red probably at the beginning doesn't really mean specifically color red. It means something, the minerals underground. And probably back then, the red color stand out more of whatever the language creator at that era probably unearthed the minerals mostly are red colors. We don't know, but that mineral underground taken out was eventually specific to the color red. Color red paired with life symbol, like the plant growing life symbol, somehow turned to blue. And does it make you wonder why? Okay, my explanation is this color. I mean, this probably relates to a little bit of the story of colors, history of colors. So contemporary colors are chemical, chemistry. No, what do they call it? Chemical industry, man-made, right? Synthetic colors. But before we had such contemporary technology, back then, colors a lot of times came from either insects, things above ground, or minerals, things below ground. We take things from nature, of course, right? Before it can synthesize ourselves, but things from nature that carry certain pigments of color and ground them into powder form so that like this clothing can dye in that color. So this mineral underground is, in general, to describe it's something taken from nature, from mineral form. And then this plant symbol based living. So this is about the color or the mineral to describe the color of living things. So the living things in Chinese culture, this Qing ancient times means kind of a color, a blue and a green, like both of them. One is blue, is more like a watery. One is green, is more mountain color. But in ancient drawings, the mountain color and the lake color share the same pigment. So I guess those two elements, natural elements, before we have more distinctions of blue and green, they kind of share the same color palette. So that's a color blue. But I show this because I made a discovery when I was searching on this Qing character, because this character to me aesthetically just look great. It's symmetrical, but it's intricate enough to be interesting, right? That describes color blue, blue-greenish, so kind of like turquoise color. But then when I find this Japanese shibori tie-dye methodology, and a lot of times it's this kind of color scheme. And if you go to Japan, you can see, you go to a restaurant, they have this between the kitchen and the dining area, they're separated by this cloth. A lot of times it's Japanese tie-dye in this color scheme, different patterns, but it's the same method using similar palette, maybe a variation of how deep this blue is. But that's the color that in Japanese culture we see a lot. And I'm thinking maybe this could be the origin, the ancient Chinese definition of blue is kind of like that, right? even if there are variations of different blue, but it's in the same family. So can you tell if this, I guess in contemporary color definition, this would be something like navy. But this deep color can be both regarded as blue and green. So definitely there are some green elements in there, but that's the color of life here, color of life that made from this mineral taken from the ground. And I did find qing paired with lian, this kind of cloth on the door frame, lian, kind of a curtain, right? This blue-ish curtain was specifically used for the restaurant scenery between kitchen and the dining area. So that we can see ancient practice already had this. And then when traditions were exterminated somehow over the history in China, Japan still preserved the history. And look what it got today. Okay, so that's Qingjin described the color of the tendon, you will see. And Bao is about rapidly. It describes the momentum, the speed, right? But it came from the sun symbol over the soil symbol. So it's a stylized, like get the, the similar curve, right? But the soil symbol came from the first line is horizontal, the ground level, and then the second line is below the ground to show it's the material below the ground. So that's soil or something like below it. And then we have two hand symbol, three finger hand symbol, right? So it's a human hand handling something. And this is rice symbol. So rice symbol is like a cross with this 4 dots connect to it, kind of give you the visual sense of grains. And it would kind of segregate like a quadrant, the rice. So hand, rice, the sun above the soil. What does that mean? That to some scholars and also this frame, we can kind of guess it that after harvest, right, you have grains. And to preserve the grain, you need to make it dry. You need to dry it out. So sun dry the grains. So the hand are busy spreading out the grains over the soil and under the sun. I guess they have to like cover it so it's not contaminated. But it was the ancient practice of sun dry grains before storage. Or it could be after a certain time of storage, you have to sun dry it again so it doesn't get moist and ruined later on. So the sun drying practice of the crops was captured in this frame. And so this character originally means sun exposure. That's exactly what that is about, right? It's showing like a spread out your rice under the sun. But eventually this character was used to mean violent. So there was a logic jump up there. So it could be some borrowed meaning of having the rice sun drying picture borrowed to mean temper. I don't know, maybe too much sun exposure cause people have bad temper. We don't know. But that violent or validity was then transformed or further extended into this rapid. It refers to the speed, the intensity. So something happened in within a short window, have a quick change of something. So that's rapid. Qi, we have this food symbol, 3-toe food symbol, 3 toes, big toe, second, third toe, and this is the soul of the food. That's the way Chinese abstract food structure. And then we have this human figure walking with hand bent. So fast walking, you have legs, kind of big strides, and then you have the hand bended over to the direction you're going. So that's fast walking with the food. So food, fast walking together means walking. And then the right side is super curvious. Can you see Chinese originally do have a lot curves? I don't know if it's a lot, but apparently like within this frame, we only see this as super curvaceous. So occasionally we do have curvy, and this is one stroke. Picture that. Can you draw that? And I cannot. I was only draw things like this. This is simplified. We already know where to go. It's straight cornered, but if you draw a fluid, irregular shape like that, it's tough. So this, according to scholars, means the, what do you call it? Embryo, the babies in the tummy. So it's baby before it was born. It looks like a worm almost, right? And eventually that worm shape forms to mean kind of the starting of life. And in Chinese calendar, lunar calendar, it was used as the symbol for April. So April is the time when like life return to earth, rebirth. So that's the Chinese sense of timing. So this character together have this walking symbol and this life starting point symbol. That means somebody start to walk. It means from static, sitting, sedentary state. Either you're lying flat or you're sitting up, like from lying flat to sit up, and from sit up to start walking or stand up. So there is this status change of being more active from this passive state to active state. So that's rise. Okay, 青筋暴起. Actually, this tendon doesn't mean tendon. It means blood vessels that looks like this veiny hand. Okay, so 青筋暴起 exactly means that. It could either be the veins on your head when somebody got enraged, right? You can see the muscles around, not muscles, but the veins around the veins rise above the surface of the skin. That's the 青筋暴起, regardless of where it is. And of course, it could be, it's related to how you work your body, right? So I use this picture. The answer to that is no to me, okay? But veiny, this expression is exactly 青筋暴起. And because we have this ball, this rapid, so that means it's kind of volatile situation, like somebody all of a sudden get either enraged or super activated, that they have to use their charge their muscles so much that the blood flow cause the veins rise above and show this veiny surface. So that's the kind of 青筋暴起 we talk about. Cash intelligence of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.